So why would you close schools, which you did, Governor, when no children died of COVID? What would make you make that decision? You close schools. And by the way, the impact on that is generational. You destroyed the lives. You and the other governors that closed schools destroyed the lives of children.
First of all, I think you misunderstand some of the value to...
No. Why did you close schools?
Well, I'm going to address each of your points.
Just answer that and not filibuster me, please.
I'm not going to filibuster you. Schools, I did not want to close. And
but you did.
Actually, I was not governor at the time.
But you were lieutenant governor and you were the point person. Do you think the governor made a mistake in closing schools?
We reopened the schools as soon as we
Did you think he made a mistake?
Well, if I can, may I answer the question, or is this senator going to filibuster me, sir?
No, you're going to answer my direct question or just say I'm not going to answer you.
No, I'm going to answer your question.
Do you think it was a good idea? Yes or no, the two choices in this answer. Do you think it was a good idea to close schools? Simple answer. Just give me a yes or a no. You sacrificed the lives of children because maybe they would spread something that you don't know to adults. You thought that was a good...
Sen Moreno.
Well, first of all, thank you, Chairman, for putting on this hearing. I'm going to focus on, let's just stick to COVID-19 and COVID-19 policies. Let's not get into this conversation about vaccines writ large. Dr. McCullough, do you feel that you were listened to in 2021? Did you feel ignored?
Our November 19th, 2020 hearing done for Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs was very lightly attended by our senators who are working for us. That's a disappointment. It's disappointment there's chairs empty here. Our hearing was actively suppressed, scrubbed off YouTube.
So just to clarify, not only were your viewpoints ignored, you were called a conspiracy theorist, a spreader of misinformation, somebody who didn't know what they were doing, by people who didn't even take a science class in high school. And yet you're a doctor and you're completely ignored. Let me ask you, Dr. Vaughn, real quick question. How many children under the age of 5 years old died of COVID?
So very, very few. Actually, theoretically, a healthy child under 5, there wasn't any.
So it's basically zero?
Yes, it's statistically zero.
Age of 10?
It's still statistically zero.
15?
When you get up
15?
into the 15, 16, I mean there is some.
So under 15, none.
Yeah.
Pretty much none.
Statistically, yes.
All right, so I'm confused because Governor Green said he held the children who would have died from COVID, but that's crazy because evidently nobody died of COVID who was under 15. We're talking about, but see, that's the confusion. See, when we talk about COVID vaccines and then we stick in other vaccines, we get off topic because COVID-19 wasn't about measles. Now, Dr. Thorpe, do you think, good idea or bad idea, that you should close schools?
Bad idea.
Now,
Bad idea.
Now, why? I mean, kids can learn at home, can't they?
They can learn very well at home, but at school, they will have the opportunity to develop natural immunity.
So, and school, well, by the way, schools is where you socialize, you learn your behaviors, you learn how to meet other people. Because if we don't believe in schools, the federal government and state government can save a lot of money. So schools are important. Let's just get that out of the way. So why would you close schools, which you did, Governor, when no children died of COVID? What would make you make that decision? You close schools. And by the way, the impact on that is generational. You destroyed the lives. You and the other governors that closed schools destroyed the lives of children in doing that.
So, okay, I've got to tell the audience, please notice, sir.
Senator, may I respond to these
that was
accusations?
A question for you.
Yeah, I think it was. Well, first of all, I think you misunderstand some of the value to...
No. Why did you close schools?
Well, I'm going to address each of your points.
Just answer that and not filibuster me, please.
I'm not going to filibuster you. Schools, I did not want to close. And
but you did.
Actually, I was not governor at the time.
But you were lieutenant governor and you were the point person. Do you think the governor made a mistake in closing schools?
We reopened the schools as soon
Did
as
you
we could
think
get the
he made a
teachers as soon as-
mistake?
Well, if
Do
I
you think
can,
he made a
may
mistake?
I answer
No,
the
no, but
question, or
just-
is this
but-
senator going to filibuster me,
no.
sir?
No, you're going to answer my direct question or just say I'm not going to answer you.
No, I'm gonna
Do
answer
you
your
think
question.
it was a good idea? Yes or no, the two choices in this answer. Do you think it was a good idea to close schools? Simple answer. Just give me a yes or a no.
As we had COVID surging through our society because there was massive spread from children to adults, we were waiting to make sure the teachers
So let me get this straight. You sacrificed the lives of children because maybe they would spread something that you don't know to adults. You thought that was a good idea. That's
No,
interesting.
that's
Okay.
not always it. Actually, it's your party that's
Okay.
trying to
We can-
close
we
our
can-
schools
we
and get
can-
rid of the Department of Education. So
Okay.
we do have
So we're not
differences of
politicizing
opinion.
this hearing. Okay,
No,
we're
well,
moving on.
You said my
We're
governor and the other
go-
governors that close schools, which is a politicization
Look,
of the issue.
when I'm in Hawaii and I'm having a hearing before you, you can interrupt me. When
I will.
you're here before the United States Senate, you're not going to interrupt me. Moving on. So here's the next question for you. Show me the science that said that when I walked into an airport in Hawaii, and I wasn't, I didn't want to tell you because it's none of your business whether I had a COVID vaccine or not, or tested positive or not, because that's also none of your business. Where's the science where I had to quarantine for 14 days? Tell me the science behind why you locked your residents up and did not allow them to go grocery shopping, why you closed your beaches and your parks. I would love you to put that science into this record because you can give me the nice, happy talk, but those were terrible decisions. And what COVID highlighted more than anything else, by the way, it's why I'm here. I ran for the United States Senate, not because I had this deep desire to be a government politician, but because I was so incensed by the arrogance, by the ignorance, by the lack of common sense among our elected officials that we needed different kinds of people here in Washington, D.C. and other places. So,
Shall I answer those questions, Chairman?
no, there was no question for you. That was just a
There were
statement.
several questions.
No,
You asked about why a 14-day quarantine. You asked
Yeah,
about
what's
what
the
the airports.
science? Sure, what's the science? 14-day quarantine.
Because
not 12, not 16.
Actually, I asked for 5 days, just so you know.
So
With
what
my-
was it? Was there a dartboard?
No, it was 5 days because that was the amount of time from symptoms to transmission.
So
that
why
we-
14?
The 14-day was before we had the
So 14 wasn't scientific, just to be clear.
14 days was how long it took for people to get over the disease, and people were still shedding virus through that period, and that's why you do use science, and I use science, but you didn't like science for Hawaii. But we did have the test, and we did have the test to enter Hawaii, so people could make a choice, an informed choice, and they did. And then they didn't have to quarantine at all. Just to make sure you know that, because I think you got your facts wrong. And also, I didn't close the beaches. That was the mayor of Honolulu and not me. So just, it is important that you get the facts right if you're going to be a political official.
So that's what you're saying. It wasn't me. It was the other guy.
No, it was me who ran the COVID response.
Zero accountability. Dr.
Well,
McCullough.
I'll take more accountability if you give me more time.
I'm done with you, Governor. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So Dr. McCullough, quick question for you. Just completely objectively. Look, I went to business school. I was not a doctor. So I'm going to truly objective, using your most subjectiveness here. Did the vaccine stop the spread of COVID-19?
No.
So then let me ask you one simple question. We'll go down the line. You guys can answer it. It'll be my last question. So if COVID-19, the vaccine, the injection, did not stop the spread of COVID, why is it that Joe Biden, President of the United States, issued an executive order, which was ruled unconstitutional, by the way, that said that if you worked for a company with 100 employees, because not 99, 100, that you would be fired if you did not prove you didn't have a COVID vaccine negative test or got vaccinated? Why would we have some decision like that? How depraved do you have to be to do that? Answer the question the way you feel down the line. Go ahead, we'll start with you, Mr. McCullough. Dr.
Briefly.
My testimony on this issue went all the way to the Supreme Court that overturned 4 out of the 5 Biden mandates. They were scientifically ungrounded, they were sociologically deranged, and they caused great harm. To this day, people are in court trying to get their jobs back and trying to put their lives together because of these disastrous policies.
And just to be clear, sorry, Chairman, nurses were included in that, correct? Healthcare workers. The ranking member called them heroes. It seems to me that when you have a hero, you don't terminate their ability to make money and have them fired because they're making a personal choice. Because he ultimately, and I'll end with this, ultimately, this is what this is all about. See, I get to get a choice if I'm going to get vaccinated. And if it doesn't stop the spread, it is none of any other human being in this country's business what I did or did not do. Would you agree quickly?
100%. And I think Director Walensky, when she said of the science of hope, that is not science. Science is facts. Hope is not science.
Thanks, Senator Moreno. Again, please, let's not express any emotion out there in the audience.